Good afternoon, VC. Dave here, jumping on today. Got a bunch of videos to catch up on, putting together here. A lot of contests floating around, and jumping in here at the last minute. It appears in H2Vinyl's contest, Brad's channel, which learned about through Andrew with Tales from the Crate. And so checked it out, and this is a really cool contest. So happy to throw my hat in the ring. So basically, you have to show 5 labels, and go over who, when you see that label, who you associate that label with, either a song or an artist. And being still knee deep in the jazz, I've got 5 labels that don't pop up quite as much in the VC as some of your staples like Impulse and Blue Note and Riverside, what have you. But I always go back when I see a record shown on one of these labels to the first record that I bought on that label or found, and for some reason, whenever I see the label, I always associate it with the first record that I got on that label. Maybe not so much the most iconic artist on that label. So got these here. I'm gonna show. I've got 5 that we need to show for the contest. So the first record, the first label, is the Black Saint label. And a couple very cool labels that they have. Of course, there's the iconic colorful label with the saxophone player on it. But I have one of my favorite labels of theirs is this label, the black and white Black Saint label. Got the half of the man there with the afro and the beard. Love this label, and whenever I see that label, either one of them, I immediately think of this record, and it is an absolute masterpiece, a grail, and that's Billy Harper, Black Saint. Original. This is an original from 1975. Just spun this last night for a few friends. Hadn't spun it in a while, and just blew their minds. And yesterday was Billy Harper's 75th birthday. So yeah, that was the occasion. But great label. Anytime I see anybody show anything on Black Saint, I immediately think of Billy Harper right away. The next label, another jazz label, 3 Blind Mice from Japan. And anytime I see a record shown on 3 Blind Mice, I think of Teramasu Hino, the amazing trumpet player from Japan, and love the label. Also a black and white label, 3 Blind Mice, and you've got the mouse ears there, kind of like Mickey Mouse. But anytime I see a record shown on that label, I think of the first record that I picked up on it. And the stuff's not easy to find. This is the live Teramasu Hino Quintet from Tokyo from '73. Original pressing. I actually got this here in the States, I think in DC, of all places. And this is an amazing performance. Highly recommended if you're not familiar with Teramasu Hino. What a tone. Man, pretty much maybe the Japanese Miles. He's amazing. I love anything of his work, and definitely associate him with that label. The next label would be the mainstream label, and really cool label, and anytime I see the mainstream label, the black, red, and white, Red Lion Production, anytime I see that label shown, I immediately think of the great piano player and keyboard player Hal Galper, and this record, the Gorilla Band. This is absolutely badass. You've got just killer players on here. The Brecker brothers are on here with him, and probably, to me, the best stuff the Breckers ever did was with Hal, for sure. So I always think of Hal Galper when I see the mainstream label. The first I got on that label. And so the next jazz label would be the Inner City label out of New York. And it's got your famous Inner City Blue label there. And anytime I see that label, I think of the great Jackie McLean's son, Renee McLean, and this album, the Renee McLean Sextet. Watch out. This is an original. I think this is from '76. This is a amazing record. And you've got Buster Williams on the bass, who I absolutely love. Nathan Page on guitar. Freddie Waits on drums. Hubert Eves on piano. Danny Coleman on trumpet and flugelhorn. Another great record there, and the first I got, one of the first I got in Inner City, one that comes to mind. So the next label is iconic jazz label out of France, and that's BYG Actuel. And yeah, got the little Buddha on the label, sitting, the black label there, for BYG Actuel. And the first record that I got on the label, I believe this is a reissue, New Africa from Gretchen Moncourt III, my favorite trombone player of all time, and love these covers as well. So yeah, that record there was the first that I got, but honestly, I associate, when I see that label, Art Ensemble of Chicago more than I do Gretchen Moncourt III. And we just lost Joseph Jarman. He recently passed and was a monster in the world of jazz. Great sax player, tenor and alto. He played a lot of other instruments on this record. AACM, great black music. Reese and the Smooth Ones. This is an original French pressing on BYG Actuel that I found at a convention recently for a really good deal, and it's getting some well-deserved play lately. So yeah, those are my 5 labels, and then I guess as a bonus, we needed to throw in a story as far as music's concerned. I guess it's kind of a wide open question, and kind of something that hit me, hadn't thought about it in a while, that came to mind. I'm a videographer. Been filming bands for, geez, I don't even know. It's been a long time. Filming live music. Was down in Atlanta, Georgia. This was back in what was this, March of 2012, I believe. To film the band The Life and Times. At the time, they were out of Kansas City, Missouri. They've since moved to Chicago. Great 3-piece rock band, absolutely phenomenal. If you're not familiar with them, I believe I did a video on them. I'm in my series of where I went over bands that I've filmed over the years, so check that out. And this is got the DVDs here from the show. Great show. I think maybe there's even some footage on here on my page. Some unedited, but it's on there. Yeah, I went into Criminal Records there earlier in the day and picked up. I don't think I was really into. I wasn't into getting jazz records at the time, so picked up this double CD from M83, Hurry Up We're Dreaming. I'd heard this in a snowboarding video of Travis Rice, and man, this is killer stuff. So we were jamming this down in Atlanta and filmed the show. It was a great show. At the end of the show, the heavens opened up. Major storm. And we had a hotel in a couple of, basically in an area over from where the venue was, so we had to drive. And a tornado actually hit in the area, and we were basically driving through tornadic winds to get to the hotel. It knocked power out. It was completely dark in the street. It was brutal. I could barely see the hand in front of my face, let alone drive. Somehow we made it through that son of a bitch to get to the hotel. But man, that was a hell of a night. And saw on the news where the tornado came through. And I actually have driven through another tornado since. Literally about got flipped over on the road. 95 heading to Savannah one night. And then you could see when I drove back where the tornado ripped through the center of the trees and the median. I was right there. I got right behind a trucker and kind of just crawled behind him. Thought it was the end right there, but yeah. So that's just kind of a quick little story there. Yeah, happy to jump into the contest late here. I'm gonna get this on, and yeah, I'm gonna check out a few more of the videos. I've seen maybe 3 or 4 already entries. Great stuff. Really liked Paul's Columbia label video. That was really cool. So hope everybody is doing well, and congrats on the subs, man. Digging some of the stuff I'm seeing. Peace.